Ladies and gentlemen, so this video is just going to be the first part of your notes for. So first we're just going to talk about standard form, and then I'm going to have you guys do the rest of the notes video in class tomorrow. So again, please make sure you're remembering to bring those headphones to class. So let's take a look at standard form. That's the only form we didn't do on our note video yesterday. So standard form is ax plus by is equal to c. So a, b, and c are all numbers. Okay, then there's no slope or y-intercept in this form. This is typically used to model situations when given two variables. Okay, so we're given two variables, we can very easily model this equation using standard form. However, if we need to graph our model, we're going to have to put it into slope-intercept form, which means we're going to have to solve for y. So let's take a look at some standard form equations. So for these, all you have to do is get it into standard form. So, to get it into standard form, your x's and y's need to be on one side, and your thing that's just a number needs to be on the other. So here, my x's and y's are on the same side, but this is just a number, which means it needs to be on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So then I get 3x minus 2y is equal to 9 minus 4, which is 5. And that's it. As long as your x's and y's are on the side and the thing that's just a number is on the other side, you're done. Same thing here. This minus 7 needs to go over to the other side in order for it to be in standard form. So we have negative 6x minus 5y. Those are going to cancel out. And then 8 plus 7 is going to give us 15. Okay? So that's it for numbers 1 and 2. Now 3 and 4 get a little more confusing because we need to write them in standard form, but we're only given 2 points. Well, when we're given 2 points, the only thing we know how to do right now is to put it into point slope form. So the first thing we're going to do is calculate out the slope. So let's label x1, y1, x2, y2. So we're going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 1 minus 3 is a negative 2. 2 minus 1 is just going to give me 1. Negative 2 divided by 1 is just negative 2. So now I want to put that into point slope form. So I'm going to write out my puzzle. Okay, so I put my slope here. And then here is the opposite of my x-coordinate. Here is the opposite of my y-coordinate. Now I want to get these in standard form. So I'm first going to have to distribute. So I'm going to start by distributing. So then I get y minus 3 is equal to negative 2 times x, which is negative 2x, negative 2 times 1, which is 2. So now I want to get my x's and y's on the same side. So this is a negative 2. Since it's a negative 2, in order to get it over to the other side, I need to add 2. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides. Now I can't combine that 2x with anything on that side because nothing has an x in it. So I end up having 2x plus y minus 3 is equal to 2. So now I need to take that minus 3 and get it over to the other side. So to do that, I'm going to add 3 to both sides. Then I get 2x plus y is equal to 2 plus 3, which is 5. So 2x plus y is equal to 5. So that's your final answer for number 3. Let's take a look at number 4. That's going to be a lot of the same thing. So we're going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If you still need to write up here x1, y1, x2, y2, please feel free to do that. No problem. So then we're going to have negative 5 minus 3. When you add two negative numbers, they're going to get more negative. Okay, when you add two negative numbers, that doesn't make it a positive. That's only when you multiply or divide. When you're adding, they get more negative, so it's going to be a negative 8. 0 plus 4 is going to be 4. That became 0 plus 4 because we were subtracting a negative. That turned it into plus the positive. Negative 8 divided by 4 is going to be negative 2. So now I'm ready to put this into point slope form. It doesn't matter which point you pick. You can pick whatever point you want. So here we're going to do negative 2. For our slope, opposite of our x-coordinate, I'm just going to use the first point. The opposite of our x-coordinate is 4. The opposite of our y-coordinate is negative 3. It doesn't matter which point you pick. When you solve it out, it'll turn out to be the same thing. If you don't believe me, try the other one on your own. See if you get the same answer. So we're going to start and we're going to take that negative 2 and distribute it in. So then we get y minus 3 is equal to negative 2 times x, which is negative 2x, negative 2 times 4, which is negative 8. So now, again, I want to get my x's over to the other side. So since this is a negative 2x, I need to add 2x to both sides. Again, that 2x can't be combined with anything because none of them have an x in it. So I get 2x plus y minus 3, that was already over on that side, is equal to a negative 8. Now I need to get that minus 3 over to the other side, so I'm going to add 3. And then I get 2x plus y is equal to negative 8 plus 3 is a negative 5. So this right here is your final answer for number 4. Now let's take a look at setting up some of these word problems. You have $10 to buy carrots and tomatoes for a salad. So I'm going to let x represent my carrots. I'm going to let y represent my tomatoes. So for every x carrot I buy, it's going to cost me $1.25. For every y tomato I buy, it's going to cost me $2. And I have a total of $10. So for the purposes of standard form, let's just pretend that I want to spend exactly $10. So x, all I did is I took the tomato, multiplied it by the tomato price. The carrot multiplied it by the carrot price. Tomato multiplied it by the tomato price, set it equal to the total. And that's set up in standard form. That's all the question wants us to do, is to write it in standard form for the situation given. Let's take a look at number 6. You're moving into the new house. You can carry 56 pounds at a time. So I'm going to let x represent boxes of books. I'm going to let y represent boxes of clothing. So let's just assume we want to make our trip as productive as possible. So that means that I want to try and carry 56 pounds every single trip that I make. So I'm going to let whatever I solve be equal to 56. So for every x box of book that I carry up, it's going to weigh 18 pounds. So for every x box of books, it's going to be 18 pounds. For every y box of clothing, it's going to weigh 10 pounds. So boxes of books times the weight. Boxes of clothing times the weight, set equal to the total weight. Now that's set up in standard form. So that's all we're going to do for this note video. You're going to do the graphing part on the back in class tomorrow. There's no need to do it on your own tonight. Just make sure you bring headphones so you can watch the video in class tomorrow. Thanks for listening.